Welcome to this week's Resistance Download titled Penny. Reason I title it Penny is because I think it's a really simple illustration. How often do you and I walk by pennies on the street, in a restaurant, and we don't even bother picking them up because to us, a penny is almost worthless. It's 1 cent. And so we just walk by and kind of miss out on that opportunity. And the truth is that there's a question that kind of has been bothering me a lot lately, and I've taught on it not too long ago, and it's simply this. What would my life look like if I never missed an opportunity like Jesus? What would happen if I was always aware of what was going on around me, if I was always completely open and sensitive to where God would want to take me, or the kind of impromptu conversations with people that He'd want me to have, or the places that He'd want me to go? What would my life look like? What things would I have experienced that maybe I've missed out on? And it really challenges me. It's kind of like when I walk by that penny. Every time I see a penny, I intentionally stop by and pick it up just as a reminder for me personally. And it reminds me that every person has value, that God has placed me on this earth not to live for myself, not to do what I want, but to get out of my comfort zone and to look for opportunities. It's kind of interesting because most all of Jesus' ministry, not every bit of it, because some of it was pre-planned, but most all of it was done kind of impromptu. He was walking somewhere and somebody pulled on his cloak. He was going somewhere and somebody came up to him crying out for help. He was, meeting somewhere and a woman comes in and pours perfume on his feet in the middle of a dinner. He had a lot of these incredible impromptu moments that he very easily could have missed out on if he wasn't listening to the Father. And it just challenges me. It challenged me because like that penny has value, though it's maybe small, every human being has value, every person. And when I miss out on doing what God's called me to, I miss an opportunity to invest in that person. It says this in Psalms 139, one of my favorite verses of Scripture. I praise you, God, for I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in the secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed substance or body. In your book were written every one of them, the days that were formed for me, when yet there was none of them. It's crazy. God knows every detail of our life before we were even born, before we were even a thought in our parents' mind of let's have kids. And it's an incredible thing. And yet sometimes in our culture, we devalue human life so much on a number of levels. And it just reminds me, for God so loved the world, every person, not the planet itself, going on its orbit, the people on the planet Earth that He created in His image and likeness. He so loved them that He gave His only Son, that whoever believes in Him would not perish but have everlasting life. Jesus came because people have worth, because people matter. And my challenge to you, and it's a challenge to me too, is what would my life look like if I took hold of every opportunity and my eyes were wide open everywhere I went to tell people about who God is? If I looked for chances to build them up and to show them the love of God? If I looked for conversations that would be bridges that would connect them with God? What would things look like? And my challenge to you this week is to just do your best to live with eyes wide open. Maybe this morning when you wake up, or each day, just say, God, I'll go where you want me to go. I'll say what you want me to say. I'll give what you want me to give. I'll share what you want me to share. I'm open to whatever you want to do, and make me aware of it. Don't let me miss it. Don't let me be distracted by my phone or by appointments or whatever, but help me create windows and times where I can be available, where you can use me, and that you give me the opportunity to tell people about who you are and to share the good news of who you are in ways that sometimes aren't planned. So I'd encourage you to think about that this week. What are some ways you could allow God to use you in unplanned moments at Starbucks or the grocery store, or at work, or on your lunch break? And let's believe together that God will allow us to focus in such a way that we can make incredible impacts and do far beyond what even Jesus did, because He said you and I are capable of doing that as we focus in on Him. I love you and believe in you, and I look forward to seeing you next time.